there's a difference between the minus and the negative. So this is your minus key and the negative. It's two different sizes. So this is parentheses. These are the original parentheses in the problem. And then this is the parenthesis number. All right. So recuérdate de que una menos está más grande del negativo. Esos paréntesis ya están en el problema. Y el nuevo paréntesis es el número. All right. Now for number 2, we have not gone over the subject. All you need to know is what is the opposite of the right side. So whichever one talks about opposite of the right side, that's going to be your answer. Okay, número 2. Pon la respuesta que dice que es la opósito de ir derecha. All right, next, whenever you have the equal sign in the middle, you're going to use the y1, y2 skills. Here are the steps. So I'll just do an example. All right, you're going to go to y equals, type in your problems, and this is just an example. So put your y1, y2, go to second trace, go to the intersection, wait for the graphs, then press enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the intersection, the x number, is your answer. All right, so that's the y1, y2 whenever you have an equal sign in the middle. Right. On this problem, number 4, you're going to use a stat, right? You have your L1, L2. So I'll go ahead and do an example for stat. So stat's in the middle of the calculator. Hit stat, edit, enter. Let's put some numbers in here. Enter. I'm just putting in the number and enter, okay? Once you have your list, you go back to stat. And you go where it says calculate to the right side. And we're only doing number 4 for the first semester. And then enter 5 times. All right, and then your answer is going to be this one. The A is going to be right here, the 2, and this will be 0. All right, so para ese problema, nomás vas a usar stat. So pon la lista, van aquí donde dice calculate, número 4, y luego enter 5 veces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y van a poner lo que quieren aquí, todo el problema, todos los números. All right, next we have slope, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, x1, y1, x2, y2. Esos son negativos, these are negatives. Esos son menos, this is a minus. So for example, y2, so va a ser 17, 17, y luego menos or minus. And y1, this is a negative, negativo, 11. So mira como mira, look how it looks. It's different. Ese va a ser el número arriba, y luego vas a buscar el número abajo, y la van a dividir. All right, you guys, so this is the top number, the numerator. You're going to find the denominator and then divide them. All right. Number 6, again, substitution. El mismo del número 1, same thing as number 1. You're going to put the parentheses number where the x is. All right, so there's your substitution. Same thing as number 1, so go back. Vete para atrás número 1. Number 7, I want you to go ahead. Nomás vamos a ver qué va a pasar. So I'm going to do this one with you or for you. So we have, this is going to be x. This is going to have a fraction. So parentheses, 1 divided by 2, x. Okay, so es la primera gráfica, es la segundo. First graph, second graph. And let's go ahead and look at it. So it's the first one, that's the second one. So la azul es la primero, la rojo es la segundo. So it says what happens, okay? So ¿qué va pasando las gráficas? Here, is the f steeper? Is it perpendicular? Is the graph of the half above the graph G2 units to the right? ¿Qué está pasando? See if you can tell the difference. Again, this is a bonus question. So Just try your best. Alright, so we have domain and range. This is your graph. It's a line going left and right. So remember, this is going forever, por siempre. This is going forever, por siempre. Y luego la gráfica no está moviendo para arriba o para abajo, nomás queda en un número. So you guys, this graph does not move up and down. It stays at that number. See what the domain and range is. Domain es de los lados. Range is para arriba para abajo. Alright, so you guys, again, stat. You want to use stat. And you want to use 2 points. Estos puntos la van a poner aquí, como este punto. La van a poner primero. Este punto la van a seguir. Alright, so you're going to put this point first. Whatever this is, put that number first, and then go ahead and put this one, and then use stat. Alright, so stats on the board. Y1, Y2, this is the same thing as number 3. El mismo número 3. Y1, Y2. So this is a negative, es un negativo outside of the parentheses, que está afuera. This is a minus. Alright, this es una menos, no es negativo, es una menos. Alright, right here we have stat. Y estos números van a ser la X. Y estos números van a ser del otro lado, la Y. Alright, so that's stat X, Y. These are your X numbers, and these are your Y numbers. Y pon todos. Put everything, put all of them. Alright, so for this one, let's do an example. It says, what is the slope? Say I have something like this, negative 12 plus 4y equals 24. Alright, so first step, move the X and make it opposite. So this is the X. It becomes a positive 12. Make it opposite. Then we set up in y equals mx plus b. So this is the y equals, this is the new m, nuevo, porque es positivo. And then este va a ser más 24. So we set it up and then divide by the y number. Vas a dividir el número frente. Cancels out. You have y equals 12 divided by 4, that's 3x. 24 divided by that is 6. And the slope is el número enfrente de la x. Your slope is the number in front of the x. Okay, number 13. Y1, Y2. So this is a negative, this is a minus, negative, minus, negative, minus. Be very careful. Es negativo, menos, negativo, menos, negativo, menos. Right. El mismo que número 3. Alright. So just remember the range is de abajo de arriba, the format. You have the bottom number, and then you have the top number. And just remember the rules about the symbols. Si tiene un círculo lleno, tiene una línea. Si tiene un círculo normal, no tiene línea. Alright, you guys, if you have a dot, put a line under it. If you don't have a dot, keep it the way it is. Alright, and here's your format. The bottom number and the top number. Número de abajo, número de arriba. Y nomás las y, the Y's. Just the Y's. Alright. And then right here, we're just going to distribute the number. So let me do something like here. 5.25 plus 8 parentheses m minus 4. So what you want to do is move this number, multiply it, and distribute 8m minus 32. And then you drop this. Right here we combine like terms. This stays as 8m. It's going to be negative 26.75. So this format is the same format. I shouldn't have used the m, I should have put an x. But the number in front of the variable is the slope. So So my answer is 8. The number in front of the variable. El número que está enfrente. Esa es la rate of change, slope. Right, I should use just like an X here. Alright, that's the best I could do. Good luck.